Hello YouTube, this is Neon, and the title of my talk today is going to be the runs. So, what do I mean by the runs? The runs is like when you gotta go number 2, but it comes out like it was number 1. Without that pretty yellow color or that relatively innocuous smell. The runs stink, and they stink a lot. Ooh. So the angels have sung. The angels were singing. This is a disclaimer. The day that I went out to go get the yarn, I did not eat anything actually, and I did not have any lactose products. I think it was the Girl Scout cookies that day. But I have the runs every day. Every single day of my life. I got them every day. And the reason is because I have to drink my coffee in the morning with heavy whipping cream. I like to drink coffee because coffee is good for you. It's like, I believe that it improves hand-eye coordination. There's some mild fat burning, increased metabolism, improved memory. The list goes on and on. It needs to be caffeinated. However, I don't enjoy coffee without heavy whipping cream. It adds a texture and a taste and a consistency to my coffee that made my coffee taste really good. It tastes really good. So without it, I can't drink coffee because honestly, I don't like the taste of coffee that much. I only drink it for the health benefits. Now, I am severely lactose intolerant. Well, I'm average lactose intolerance as concerns milk products such as cow's milk, half and half, or even heavy whipping cream. But not so much so with milk derivatives such as butter, cheese, and yogurt. So I have to just deal with the runs on a daily basis. That's how I have to deal with my life. Every day. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now, when I used to live in Skid Row, I used to see people would go number 2 in public. And sometimes I would think, well, how did they do it on the wall? Like, how do you get it to come out and go vertical? Like, don't gravity supposed to take it downwards? It was particularly, I'm going to say it was particularly funny that on the back of the police station in the Skid Row district, Skid Row in LA, it's a square mile. It's an actual district. Anyway, in the back of the Skid Row police station, people would poop right on the back of the police station. And so anyway, I was like, well, if they've been over, okay, I guess, and there's some high projectile velocity splatter, I guess that's how they do it. However, since I've been dealing with the runs on a daily basis, mild, right? I've noticed I'm sticking my finger in my nose right now because it began to leak. So I noticed that in my toilet, when I had the runs, it would go backwards as well. And I'm sitting straight up. I'm like, why ain't gravity working? It's either the back of my toilet is going to look like a crime scene, or I'm going to get splashed. It's a lose-lose situation. So, when I get the runs, it usually splashes. So it usually goes behind me. And it leaves the back of my toilet bowl looking like a CSI crime scene. It looks ugly, and it smells nasty. Woo! the angels was confirming. So what I do is I do this. I take TP and I split it in half. And then when I sit down to go do the runs, I do like that, and I sit it in the back. I put this in the back of my toilet seat and I sit down so that this toilet paper, it gets victimized, but the back of my toilet bowl don't. And then I stand up slightly and this falls down into the water. That's how I deal with that. Now, I was still curious, like, why is it that it goes backwards? How do I manage that? And I suspect that, like the Transformers, something comes out, it's electronic, and it comes out and it does the high projectile velocity splatter vertically behind you. I remember as a child, I was telling my sister, my older sister, I was like, well, how do girls pee? I was like, we all know how dudes do it. And she was trying to explain it to me. I mean, it wasn't like she was going to show me or anything, okay? But she was trying to explain it. And I just kept visualizing all of these electronic parts that come out. I don't know. I don't think that's correct. You girls know the secret, though. I don't. But I'm pretty sure there's no hydraulics or electrical parts that is involved. So anyway, I suspect that when I got the runs, there is. And it makes it go behind me. But I cope. No advice. I'm just sharing. Don't offer no lactose intolerance tablets. I know about them. I'm Paul, and I can't afford them. I can't afford them. And don't say, well, stop drinking cream in your coffee. I'm not looking for advice. When people complain about their problems, people typically jump to the conclusion that this person's whining or this person's being negative, and they have an obligation to try to solve that person's problems, and they don't. They have an obligation to listen, but people don't listen. People listen with their mouth. They don't listen with their ears. So they don't want to show compassion, and they just want to silence that person. So they'll try to give a soundbite solution to their problems, because everybody else's problems is very simple but our own. We got little quick solutions to other people's problems, but not our own. We think our own is complicated, but it ain't no more, no less complicated than other people's problems. Problems, yeah. So it's interesting because I stopped drinking cow's milk for a long time. I love full fat cow's milk. It tastes good. And after so many years of no longer drinking it, I apparently forgot that I was lactose intolerant. And I thought, you know, this is a good source of protein. Let me get me some full fat cow's milk. It was hell. It was hell. My whole digestive system was evacuated. And it was ugly. It was like zombies had come to a school and the school was evacuated. That's what happened to my digestive system. Zombies had invaded my digestive system and it was evacuated. It was awful. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm lactose intolerant and this is like masochistic torture, drinking cow's milk. So for the purposes of coffee and poverty, I would buy half and half. But it was really almost just as bad as drinking cow's milk. But it's cheaper. Half and half is cheaper than creamer. So I was like, you know what? You're going to have to start buying creamer and just get through life. So I buy creamer. And it's not as bad because there's very little lactose in creamer, presumably. And so the runs that I suffer are not as bad, nor is it as pronounced, but it is a daily occurrence, and I have to be cautious. I had wondered, well, what was I doing when I was working? Because I would have coffee with some kind of creamer or whatever in it. Like, how did I deal with the runs then? And then I had realized that I would either plan it all out, or I was good at pinching. My sphincter was strong. I would keep it, didn't dilate at all. I would pinch it like, ugh. And I knew, don't let the flatulence get you. Do not let it get you. You're going to wind up shorting, like I had did a talk about how I had shorted. Didn't realize it and went out with a friend. I had shorted. It was ugly. It was ugly. It was ugly. So I think I used to like really pinch and wait and pinch and then wait till I could get to like one of the portal potties or whatever. But I deal with it. I deal with it on a daily basis. Eventually I will have money and I will be eating lactose intolerance pills every time prior to drinking my coffee. And at that time, when I can afford lactose intolerance pills, I'll start drinking cow's milk again. It's interesting because I saw a documentary about cow's milk, and depending on who you talk to, cow's milk is poison, or cow's milk is the wonder drug that works wonders. It just depends on who you talk to. You don't ever know what they're going to say. And then you have doctors in the middle that are like, well, this is not like a cure-all miracle food product. But it's an okay product. People can drink it. Drink it, if you're lactose intolerant. I just like the taste, texture. I like cow's milk. I miss cow's milk. I really do. Ooh, ooh, I just got nostalgic. So that's my episode on the runs. I wanted to share that with y'all because I thought that you will find it very fascinating. That's why I thought you found it fascinating. So I decided to share it with you. Yeah. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, share, comment commercials, do one or more of those things. Thank you. Best wishes.